Hi everybody, welcome back to another yoga video. My name is Grace and the light is in my face. So if you couldn't tell, I'm in a different space. I'm actually staying with my parents at the moment, just because I figured it would be safer during the lockdown. So I was inspired to make a yoga class that is adaptable to if you're in a small space. So a lot of us are practicing yoga now in our homes, or maybe you're even in a room like mine, where you might have a little bit of floor space, but it might be less than ideal conditions. You know, it can be difficult. I'm all about a home practice, but it can be really hard to find a space that is big enough for you to spread out your yoga mat, and it's also quiet and peaceful. And so I just wanted to remind you all that if you don't have that readily available to you in your home, you know, it's okay if it's not perfect. You know, we're all kind of making sacrifices right now and have conditions that are probably not our ideal situation, but it's all about just making do with what we have. So this is a good yoga practice that you can do in the mornings. I just got up a little bit ago and I wrote this all out. So you don't need a lot of space for this, and you don't need any extra props either. I wanted to make this very adaptable to a home practice. Also, I apologize if you can hear any noises. We do have dogs, so if they're barking in the background, I just wanted to let you know to be aware of that. And I hope you're all doing well and staying sane as best as you can. So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to get started. One more thing is that, of course, you can always modify this based on your medical needs, and so if any of these poses don't feel comfortable for you or they feel painful, you can always just skip through them on the video. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to start today on our backs. This is, hang on a second, let me see if I can, okay. I'm like adjusting the lighting. Okay, good enough. So we're going to come onto our backs. Let me get my handy dandy notebook. Alright, and you can start today in constructive rest. So you can take the feet about as wide as the mat and bring the knees into the middle to come together. And snuggle the shoulder blades underneath of you so you can feel them on the mat. Or on the floor, even. You could probably do this whole practice without a mat. But we'll start in constructive rest. And you can spend the whole yoga practice in this pose if you like. If you want to, place a hand over your belly so that you can start to take some deep breaths. You can see what that feels like. I told you there'd be barking dogs. I'm sorry about that, they're excited. Alright, so maybe start today by taking the deepest breath you've taken all day. And just see what that feels like. And by placing the hand right here, you can feel the belly expand and contract. I guess. You don't have to do that. You can just take a few moments here to be aware of your breath. And if you are feeling especially stressed during this time, coming into a position like this, or legs up the wall, or even sitting up against a wall and just taking some deep breaths can be so refreshing. So I recommend it. So let's do about 4 more breaths here, going at your own pace. And just see if you can maybe close your eyes, bring your attention inward, limit your distractions, and even if you have distractions around you, you might have pets, family, children, phone ringing, what have you. See what it feels like. to just focus on your breath. Let's take one more deep breath in here. Full exhale out. Let go of the day thus far. Alright, and then we'll start to walk the feet back into the middle. And from here, let's extend the legs. We'll do that first. I had two poses in mind. I couldn't remember which one I had sequenced first, but alright, so from here, maybe you can take a full body stretch here first, if that feels good. Alright, and then we'll bring the arms back, and we're gonna bend the right knee and bring it in towards the chest. So knee to chest pose. Maybe you circle out the ankle here. My cat's under the bed. He came with me, in case you were wondering, to come home. He goes with me everywhere, so he's here. He's safe. Go ahead and switch the direction of that circle. I don't know why my voice is so hoarse today. And remember to breathe, of course. Go ahead and relax that ankle. Hug the knee in. Take a breath in. And then we'll exhale, extend the right leg, bring the left leg in. Alright, so left knee towards the chest. And again, you know, you can kind of play around with this and adjust it however you need. So maybe circling out the left ankle here a few times. Or you can even point and flex the foot, you know, whatever, have fun with it. Go ahead and switch directions. Take it the other way. Remembering to get those nice deep breaths in. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough that the microphone picks it up. One more circle. Alright, and then we're going to get some movement going. So, there's the cat. So, with your breath, you can either just stay in a knee to chest or you can try this. So, hi Leo. Hi. Alright, so we're going to just rotate between the two sides. So exhale, extend and switch. Inhale here. Exhale. And you can even, to add a little bit of strengthening to this, you can let that leg hover. Switch. Just getting a little bit of movement going. You don't have to do too many of these. We'll do one more each way. It's kind of like a modification on bicycle. Alright, very nice. So bring the knees back into the chest, and then go ahead and this is the fun part, alright? So we're gonna, gosh, what the heck are they barking at? We're gonna drop both feet down to the mat with a thud, okay? And then next we're gonna come into bridge pose. So snuggle your shoulder blades under again. Press into the hands and feet. You can have the feet about hip width apart, and then using the glutes and the core, we're going to inhale and lift ourselves up. Very nice. And exhale out. Try not to squish your neck in here, but rather use these muscles right here to come into the pose. Very nice. And we'll exhale, slowly lower down. So this would be a good opportunity if you'd like to take a restorative bridge and slide a block or a phone book or a pillow or something underneath of yourself, whatever you have at home. If you want to take this a little bit longer and pause the video. If not, we'll move through this a few more times. So keep those thighs nice and separated so we don't want to crunch ourselves in to compensate. So that was a weird way of explaining that. But press into the feet, lift up the hips, inhale in. Maybe pausing at the top of that inhale, And exhaling to slowly lower down. Gingerly. We'll do one more. So inhale. Press into the feet. Use the glutes, use the core. Inhale in. And maybe pausing at the top of that inhale and exhaling to slowly lower down. Very nice. All right, let's consult the notes. So we're just going to come up to a seat next. So you can roll onto your side if you like, or rock up to a seat. And here we are. Okay. So I've tried to design this practice where you can do it just with the amount of floor space that you'd need to fit a yoga mat. Because like I said, I don't want to have us be doing all kinds of weird poses that might require more space if you're in a small space. So, coming to a seat, let's sit up nice and tall. And we're going to start by taking the left hand to the side. I bet you know what's coming. Inhale the right arm up. Feel that connection from the hip on the mat all the way up through the hand, reaching the fingertips up nice and long on the inhale. And we'll exhale over, find a side bend. If you'd like here, you can walk out the left arm a little bit further, or you can stay where you were and we'll just find a side bend. So try to keep everything nice and long. Try not to curl forward or backwards, but just stay long. If you can see these paintings behind me, my sister did those. So let's take a couple more breaths here, or you can do one breath, one motion if you like, if you want a little bit more energizing movement. You can always modify things however you like. That's the beauty of having a home practice. If you decide halfway through you don't want to do the video anymore, you can just turn it off. Alright, let's inhale back up. Exhale that right arm down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So you can adjust your shirt. Also, I kind of have like a weird combination of clothes at home with me right now, so this is what we're working with. So we'll inhale the left arm up. Reach up high. Hip through the hand connection. And then we'll exhale over towards the right side. So you can keep the hand where it is, or you can walk it out a little bit further. Just make sure to keep that left hip sinking down towards the mat. Take a deep breath in. And a full exhale out. This pose is hitting different this morning, let me tell you. Alright, one more breath here. It's nice and bright. It actually snowed. So let's inhale and come back up. Exhale down. So next up we're going to take a twist, but it's going to be a little bit different from, I think I did this in another video. So we're going to come now to the length of our mat, and then we're going to come into a Marichi twist. So sit up nice and tall. I kind of struggle with staff pose. So we're going to bend our right knee. Keep sitting up nice and tall. You can keep the foot right here, or you can cross it over. You can flex through that left foot if you like to kind of help yourself lift. And then we'll look over the right shoulder and gradually come into a twist. So you can hold that, oh my gosh, they're still working. You can hold that right knee with the arm looking over the shoulder. Remember to breathe. Let's take one more breath here, or more if you decide you want to stay. If any of these poses you decide you want to stay longer, you can always pause the video and stay a little bit longer. For the videos, I tend to kind of go a little bit quicker than I would in a class, just because these are 20 minutes or so, and usually in class I have an hour. But if you've ever tried to upload an hour-long video to YouTube before, you know how it be. So let's go ahead and unwind to come out of this, and we're gonna switch legs. So we'll extend the right leg, bring the left knee in, and again, you can be right here, try to keep the back nice and long, or you can cross it over. And this time I'm going to be turned away from you, so I apologize. But sit up nice and tall, and you can grab that knee with your right arm and look over the left shoulder, coming into a twist. So this might seem familiar if you did this in PE growing up. I did, personally. So maybe on your inhale you think about lengthening through the spine. On your exhale, maybe coming a little bit deeper into the twist. Nice deep breaths. So, for your home yoga practice, I would recommend hold each pose for a few breaths. Usually 8 seconds is about the time it takes for your body to relax into a pose. So if you're doing a home yoga practice, that is my advice. Let's take one more breath here. We'll unravel ourselves and come out. Alright, so from here I'll turn back towards you to come to a seat. Alright, and from here, so again, you just need the length of your mat for this pose. And we'll extend the left leg and bring the right foot towards the inner thigh. If it doesn't reach the inner thigh, don't worry about it, it's fine. So you want to think about maybe flexing through that left foot, sit up nice and tall. And if you're here and you feel like this is a good stretch for you, and you feel like you're getting a stretch and you don't need any more, perfect, stay there. If you are Gumby and you're very flexible and you want a little bit more, you can start to lean to reach towards that foot. But again, you don't have to do this. You can stay right where you are. If you want to reach towards the foot, you can. Just make sure that you can still keep long in the spine and try not to curl the shoulders over yourself. Try to keep the shoulders nice and open. So if that means staying right here, you can stay right here. For me personally, I'm going to stay where I am because I'll be honest, I haven't been quite as active as I normally am during this lockdown. And so I'm not quite as flexible as I usually am because I've been spending a lot of time sitting around eating chocolate and not doing very much. So listen to your body is the number one thing. Any movement is good movement, and you don't need to feel bad or, make yourself feel shameful about not being able to do a pose, or maybe you're able to do something a few weeks ago that doesn't feel as comfortable now. It's okay. It's just all part of it, and it's, you're perfect wherever you are, and I just want you to remember that. So let's take another breath here. That was a tangent. Exhale out. And we will go ahead and switch. So if you were leaning over, you can start to come back up. This is great for back pain, by the way, because it helps release this area in the hips where we can store our tension. Let's switch. So we're going to bend the left leg now, extend the right leg. So again, hopefully you have enough space to do this if you've got a little bit of floor space. So, and like I said before, if you have a mat, that's great, but you can honestly do this on your carpet and it would probably be fine. Alright, so let's sit up tall. And maybe flexing through that right foot. Now again here, if you want to just stay where you are, perfect, stay where you are. If you want to reach for the foot, I recommend just kind of gradually doing it. So maybe with every breath, you kind of inch towards that foot a little bit more. But we want to keep the spine happy. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Remember to breathe. It's deceivingly sunny today. It's sunny with blue skies, but it's like 27 degrees, so. So again, maybe if you're reaching towards that foot, you go a little bit deeper, or you stay right up here. Lots of modifications are available. I would recommend for poses like this that feel a little bit deeper, hold them for a little bit longer. It might take your body a little bit more time to adjust to the pose. So if it's a deeper stretch, you can hang a little longer. And if it feels terrible, skip it. Hopefully it doesn't feel terrible. A little bit of discomfort stretching is usually nothing to worry about. If it feels painful, skip it. All right, so let's take one more breath here. And then to come out, we'll come back to cross-legged. And go ahead and come back to a seat. So I want to spend a few minutes here at the end just spending some quiet time with our breath. So find a comfortable seat and sit so that you can feel nice and supported in the back, so you can sit up nice and tall. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, so let the shoulders relax. Create a lot of space here in the neck and shoulders. And tuck the chin slightly to extend the spine, or elongate the spine, maybe closing the eyes. And you can do what you like with your hands here. You can have them palms face up, you can have the palms face down, you can do a mudra even. I just want to take a few moments to relax with the breath. So, take a deep breath in through the nose. Really feel that breath, maybe pausing at the top of that inhale and exhaling to let it all go. You can also, again, place a hand over your belly if you like. If you don't want to do that, you can stay right where you are. And just take a few deep breaths, really focusing on feeling that breath in your entire body, noticing how it feels. See if you can set the tone for the rest of your day in this moment. If you can think of a word maybe of how you would like to feel. If it were a perfect day, how would you feel? What word, one word, would describe how you would feel? So for me, today it's very simple. I just want to go with the word happy. So, maybe you want to feel peaceful, relaxed. Oh, there's birds chirping, that's kind of nice. Hi, Leo. This is also a good moment to practice gratitude. That's something that I've been doing during this time that I've found to be very beneficial and helpful. In this same notebook, actually, I make a list of all the things that I'm thankful to have, and I'm trying to think about what's good about this time where I have more downtime at home. And I think that can help shift your mindset. So maybe in this moment, think of something that's been good about this stay-at-home time. Or maybe just something that you're grateful for. And if you think hard enough, I'm sure you can think of something. It might not pop into your head right away. That's why we give it time. So breathe with that for a few minutes. And you're welcome to pause the video here and take a few more moments of quiet meditation to yourself. That is my cat eating his cat food in the corner. That's the crunching you hear. Whenever you're ready, you can let the eyes blink open. We'll come back to a seat. We were in a seat. Well, if you were lying down, come back to a seat. And we will bring the hands together at the heart. And as always, thank you for joining me for virtual yoga. I miss you all very, very much. I really miss Kent and my job at the rec and seeing all of your faces in person. But for the moment, I'm glad that we can do this, and I hope that this has been helping you. I hope you are staying safe and healthy and taking good care of yourself. Remember to be gentle with yourself and spend time with pets. And we will end today by saying namaste. So namaste to you all. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And bye from Leo too.